Anyway, let's turn to boxing now. And it's been a big week for boxing. But if you weren't listening on talkSPORT for free, you were probably having to go pay-per-view to catch the big heavyweight fight. But it's always nice to have a bit of free-to-air sport, isn't it? Free-to-air boxing.
Yeah, especially boxing.
And we've got that on the Channel 5 on Friday evening from the iconic York Hall in Bethnal Green in London. And Charlie Edwards, the former world super flyweight champion, is in action, and he joins us now. Charlie, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, and thank you for having me on the show.
Great pleasure. I was saying it's a family affair. Your younger brother, Sonny, is managing your opponent, Thomas Essomba, isn't he?
Really?
Yeah. It's nothing new to me. Our brotherly love throughout our childhood has been back and forward, competing against one another, our dad playing us off each other. So it's nothing new to know that he's going on the other side and backing his own fighter and picking him to beat me. But, you know, it is what it is. There's no love lost. I'm controlling my controllables, and I'm in the best position in my career. And the best Charlie Edwards is stepping foot into the ring on Friday night. And I'm looking to do a dominant performance. And him in the other corner isn't really affecting me much, to be fair.
Yeah, you got a real head of steam up in your career, won that title, and people love watching your box again. And then there's been this little period where you found yourself sort of around trainers, around promoters, a kind of, not the doldrums as such, but I know it's been, from what I've read, a frustrating period for you, Charlie.
Yeah, for real. It's the darkest of the boxing world, and it's I fell into a position where I was promoterless. Moved promoter, COVID happened, then moved to another promoter, then that promotion all went under, and then my management went under, and then I chose another manager, and then he took me to promoter, and they lied and messed me around. So I was stuck in no man's land really for a very long time, but I kept believing. It pushed me to manage myself. So I just want to thank the Lord and Savior Jesus Christ and God to guide me on this journey. And now we're in the here and we're in the now. And I never give up on myself, you know. I continue to battle through the dark times, continue to improve as a fighter, become mentally stronger, emotionally stronger, spiritually stronger. And now I believe my time is back. So I'm grateful for that time, because it's changed me but it's also grew me up and made me the man I am today.
Mm. Now, you're from a boxing family, as is your new coach, Stephen Smith, from the Fighting Smith brothers. How did that sort of partnership come about?
It's been a magical kind of partnership, to be honest. It was like our stars aligned. Through the dark times, I really found faith, and I really started like going out and praying at night time out in the sky and looking up at the moon and like just praying for things to come into existence and please guide me and put me into the right position. And our stars aligned, and I went off to Liverpool, and I didn't really want to go at the time because I was so anxious and anxiety with everything that had gone on to me. And my wife, albeit to her supporting me through it, pushed me out the door, said, you need to go, get your career back off the floor. And I went to Liverpool show, and I ended up sitting next to Stephen by coincidence. Is that coincidence? I don't think so. I think it was meant to be, and it's been the best decision I've ever made. And my strength and conditioning coach, Johnny Reynolds, he also had a conversation with me a couple of days after, and he was the one who told me that Stephen's actually going into his coaching career. So for me, it was like sent from God, Stephen was, and I'm so happy and so grateful. It's like a brother that I've never had.
And he's a rookie coach, as you just said. He was a fighter for many years, and he's early into his days as a trainer. But I suppose that brings its own advantages, doesn't it? New ideas, someone who's been very close to the game as a fighter in recent years. Yeah,
most definitely. Although he's a rookie coach, you could say that people might say that I took a chance. I know I haven't took a chance. I've been around him. I've looked up to him for many years. I've had a lot of conversations with him, and I feel his passion, his drive, and his IQ in the boxing ring. He's a master technician. He knows how to dissect game plans, watch people do it all over, and he knows how to, most of all, people manage someone and give them their confidence back, bring them back to life. Listen, I've worked with many coaches, many high touted coaches in big gyms with loads of fighters. I'm telling you now, I'm experienced in who I pick, and I learned from my mistakes. And teaming up with him was the best move And I know it is, and we're going to show that. And I believe one day he'll become one of the best coaches in Britain.
And your brother hasn't lined up an easy fight for you, is he? Thomas Essomba. He's Cameroonian. He's been a European champion. He's pretty durable, a two-time Olympian, so it won't be an easy night.
Oh, he's a tremendous fighter. He's two-time Olympian, European champion right now. And like records are for DJs. If you look, he doesn't look like the world beater on paper, but he's always been in the away corner. He's always had to travel and go away to fight people. And if he had the career and the prospect career that many of people have in Britain, he would probably be a really big name. And if the promoters got behind him and pumped him up. But at the end of the day, every dog has its day. And this is Charlie Edwards' time. I'm back in full force. I'm going to rip this title off him on Friday night in some fashion. So make sure you're tuning in. And this is the rebirth, just like Daniel Dubois has done over these last few years of his dark days and his dark times coming through. And look at him now. I take very much biggest inspiration off him of the weekend, of how he's come back and done that and shocked everyone. And that's what I'm going to do. You know, Friday night is going to be a very exciting step on the right journey for me to achieve my legacy and greatness.
Excellent. Yeah, we look forward to it. Before we let you go, what about the fight of the weekend? It seems to have... We were talking to Anthony Crolla the other day, and, you know, I think it just sort of wrong-footed a lot of people who felt Anthony Joshua would have enough. You know, AJ, I mean, what did you make of the performance and where he goes from here?
I mean... Getting hit with that kind of backhand early on in the fight changes the dynamics of a heavyweight contest straight away. Like, you don't cover from shots like that. So I was shocked with the kind of game plan, coming out with a low lead hand with the chin in the air and jabbing from low. I didn't quite understand that, especially against a formidable puncher in Daniel. But it's the heavyweight boxing, and it is what it is. My heart bleeds for him because he's been a good friend to me for many years, and also was there through me. Like, had a conversation with me when I was in the dark time to give me some advice. But sometimes it's just boxing. It's a sport we're in. I would like to see him take some time, rest, spend some quality time with his family, and assess with what he actually wants to do. Give it time. Don't rush. Don't have the pressure of the media. Don't have the pressure of the promoter who's earning loads of money off you. Try and get you back out as soon as possible. He needs to do it for himself, and he needs to know. And answering all these questions and putting statements out right now, I think he should take a bit of time and just reassess a little bit. But I would love to see him go on and come back and do another inspiring story, because at the end of the day, failure leads to bigger success, and we all have to go through it to get better and improve in every area. But I would like to see him maybe go up against like a Dillian Whyte, if he makes his mind up and he wants to stick to it, and then that would be a big fight. All British fans would love to get behind that. And Dillian Whyte always plays a good villain card as well, which would make thing. And Dillian Whyte needs to prove a point. So they're both two people proving a point. It would be a great fight. It would sell. And then after that, I believe AJ probably would win, but he would then have more confidence to go again. But I don't think it's the right thing to go in straight into a rematch.
Well, good stuff, Charlie. Wish you well on Friday night. All the best.
Nice one. Thank you.
Charlie Edwards there in action on Channel 5 on Friday evening, fighting at bantamweight. Yeah, he was popular fight. I think people liked his fights. He was a real sort of heart on the sleeve, exciting fighter. So rebuilding his career, and we wish him well. And I was interested on AJ. Want to give yourself a bit of time. Yeah. Give yourself a bit of time, take a few deep breaths and decide. But yeah, I think he absolutely is. In the immediate aftermath, he put that video out on the Monday and said, I'm going to carry on. But yeah, he's probably got a point there, Charlie.
On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.